This rewind brought to you by shirts. Shirts! I have them now. Hello and welcome to Brave Souls Rewind, the show where I 200 older characters so you don't have to. Today we're taking a look at the heart version of Yamma, a character that apparently a lot of people forgot existed, but that's where I come in, to see whether or not he is still viable. Now I started off with the normal attack build, and at first glance, it seems like it may be viable. After all, he does have a decent attack at 655, and it does have a chance to inflict debilitating burn. Unfortunately though, this character suffers from the same thing that Hogyoku Aizen did, in that his stat may be decent, but he has no decent multipliers for it. He has a fire resistant link, and he only has a 15% bruiser, so that doesn't go very far. And while you can stack enough attack to be able to make it do a lot of damage, it doesn't do very well at 100% increase. Though I will say it did have decent speed, and Yamma has a vortex move which definitely helps with this build. Unfortunately, those two things and the debilitating burn just weren't enough to make this build viable. Next I tried the strong attack damage build, and this kinda has the opposite effect that the last build has. While he does have a pretty low SP of 579, he does have a 40% berserker, effectively making his strong attacks deal more damage than his normal attacks. Now I'm not talking major damage, but it is enough to knock out a lot of the enemies in one shot, and you do also have the debilitating burn going for you. It was a little bit annoying to have to wait for your strong attacks to recharge to deal any major damage, but once you had him it was kind of worth it. Not to mention he also has decent range. Obviously it's not the range that some of the newer characters have, but it's definitely better than a lot of the OG characters. So yeah, there are obviously a lot more characters that I would choose to take above this guy, but this build was able to take care of the actual raid I was in pretty easily, so we know it's viable for 5-star raids. Anything harder than that though, I would stay away, especially since he only has an Espada killer, and I really wouldn't push your luck with that. Now this next build was pretty interesting, because usually when you have a character with debilitating burn, a strong attack recharge build is the way to go. Oddly enough, that wasn't the case this time, as he didn't really do that much damage to make this build viable. Now it did have more chances to inflict a debilitating burn, and in some cases, like in Senkaimon quest when you're up against bosses, you do want to have more chances to inflict debilitating burn, and this build would be the best for that. But in regular PvE, it just was not enough, especially since the last build was only just barely enough. Honestly, I think the reason it wasn't working is because I wasn't dealing enough damage to instantly kill them, and because I was close enough to hit them, they were also close enough to hit me. I was still able to beat the quest, but it actually did take me a little bit longer than the last one, and it didn't feel quite as easy. So yeah, I'm gonna say this is not a viable build. So yeah, in the end, I don't recommend you 200 this character, as only one of his builds is actually usable, and maybe making a hybrid combination of strong attack damage and strong attack recharge might work too. Still, it's not a character you can take in any difficult raids, and it's just not worth the resources. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe to the channel, and let me know what other characters you want to see in a rewind. Also, check out the store. Obviously, you don't have to get anything, but if you do, it helps me out. Either way, thank you guys for watching, and take care.